the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Because tonight we're here with OP Racing Premier Super Speedway Series as they bring on their Easter themed 250 at the iRacing Super Speedway. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. My name is KR Stolfus, and in the booth with me is the wordsmith and the beautiful baby-faced, so soft to play with his beard, Al Smith.
I don't even know what to say to that, KR. I'm glad to be here at the iRacing Super Speedway, though, where we got over 35 of the best Super Speedway drivers in action here tonight, ready to put on a show for you all out there on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And, well, KR, this is going to be an exciting one. We got a lot of good-looking paint schemes out there. They get ready to go into their qualifying, which here, we know how important it is. Everything is very fast and happens very fast. You got to stay up front, stay out of trouble here at this big Super Speedway here in iRacing land. I believe we're in Connecticut.
I believe this is made up track, so we can say it's wherever we want.
We'll say it's in Concord, Connecticut. Why not? That's
there
where
we go. Okay.
It's close to iRacing.
Close to iRacing. All right, I like it. I dig it. It is what it is.
I'm just making it up as I go.
Well, Josh Milam in the 7. We ride on board as he got up to speed and started working his way onto the racetrack. Milam locked himself into the race, or into the playoffs, with a start here tonight, along with any of our other drivers who have won races. So all of these guys will be locking themselves in, and we're going to talk about that quite a bit more tonight. But that's a Ford that is on the clock, or sundial, since it's a Ford.
Well, the last time that Ford was here, that was the last driver to go to victory lane right here at the iRacing Super Speedway. So we have a win in the win column for the Fords, KR. I mean, if you're going to start it, you know, listen, there's only 4 of them in the field. That's all that we need to put in the victory lane. Gotta have one.
All right, well, we'll let you have one. The 40 of Peter DeBorgia picked up a win a few weeks ago. He is out on the speedway. You can find him over on twitch.tv/mixmasterpj. When you go over there and watch that stream, tell him that Al sent you from the Turn 3 Racing Network. Don't tell him I sent you, because he'll kick you right out.
You got a bad rep?
It is what it is. All right, who you watching now, Al?
Well, I'm watching, I was watching the 51 of Travis Elliott is up on the racetrack, working his way, I believe, down here in the turns 3 and 4 on his get up to speed lap in that Monster Energy drink number 51.
Well, Travis Elliott out of Indiana, at 51, into the front stretch. He's going to flash across the start-finish line, and Sebastian Marin going to take pole position. Elliott starts his first time lap.
He does right off of turn number 4, though, is Tyler Miller, and that again, or the disturbed number 24 Chevy Camaro. Crossing the stripe now. Let's see what kind of time, and it'll put Miller to the 8th spot. 8th spot so far for Tyler Miller in car number 24 as he crosses the line.
So Sebastian Marin, our pole sitter, at a 47.23. Alex Green shutting down on his warm-up lap Zach Fritsch in the 12, getting ready to post his time as he is across the start-finish line, and Zach Fritsch moves up inside the top 10. He's got a good qualifying run there.
Circling back, Travis Elliott's going to come across the line in the 15th position. Now on the clock is the Hunter Reynolds in the Reynolds Rep number 26 Ford Mustang. Working her through turns 1 and 2, now down the back stretch. Reynolds, one of the fast Fords out here tonight. I know, KR, there's no Ford that is fast.
No, the Fords aren't fast. The drivers are just making them fast.
Well, that is probably the case.
You got superb drivers in the Fords. You put them in Chevys, they'd never lose.
Hey, we had one of the top 3 last week. Remember that number 6 of Justin Barber finishing on the podium last week. He's yet to come out onto the racetrack. Hunter Reynolds going to slide into that 6th spot. Just 5/100ths off of your pole speed of Sebastian Marin at a 47.23. Reynolds with a 47.28.
Logan Helton in the 63. He is got his clock ticking. We're going to see where this 63 ends up, because he is a driver that can put it on the front row almost every track we go to, almost every week. And he tries to put it on pole. At 63, Logan the Kid Helton has yet to win a championship in OP Monday nights, but he has got all of the talent to get it done. Just things don't fall his way on that championship race. Across the line he goes. Logan Helton going to be in the top 5 for the moment with a 4th place qualifying effort.
Next driver on the clock is the driver of that number 44. It's Anthony English, working down in the turn number 3 with a brand new paint scheme, a beautifully prepared paint scheme. I heard that I know the paint.
I hope not. That thing looks like crap.
Anthony English going to come across the line and put his time into the books. Let's see. For the 44 of English will jump in 15th quick, right behind the number 8 of Cody Ober. Just like that, a few other drivers up on the racetrack. How about the 04 of Mark Mann out of Cobleskill, New York? Local man. That's not too far from me, KR.
That's good. That's good. I do have to take back that Anthony English paint job. It doesn't look like crap. It's okay. I like it. It looks good. Mark Mann's looks great, though. The Batmobile always looks spectacular.
Let's see where Batman is going to lock in here tonight. He'll jump into that 24, so he is the slowest of the 24 cars. They're taking time, but he's one of those wily old veterans in the OP Premier Series. We'll see him up towards the front, I'm fairly certain, in no time at all.
Bob Lacavera in the 5, the next one out on the track. Lacavera down the back stretch, running that qualifying clock. The 5, looking for a good, solid run. It all starts here in qualifying. So Lacavera off of turn number 4, running this race car wide open. No restrictor place, no nothing. Across the line, and he moves into 22nd spot. Dustin Barber into 15th place. Just a few more cars and a few more minutes left in qualifying.
Merrill, Wisconsin, Daniel Holloway going to come across the line in that car number 21. They will jump to the 19th spot. Dave Hunt in car number 53 is going to qualify 27th so far. And one last car, Jeffrey Crosby in the green Skull Bandit car. It's going to jump up inside the top 10.
It's spearmint flavored tonight.
Spearmint. It's a good looking car. He has a different can wrap on that car every week.
That he does.
I love it. I love it. Keeps us on our toes.
All right, so qualifying, ticking down to the final 2 minutes. So with that being said, we are going to step away for the national anthem. No one go anywhere. We'll be back with our starting lineup for tonight's Easter theme 250.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the iRacing Super Speedway. And I'll tell you what, this Easter themed 250 is about ready to fire off. Our drivers are taking to the grid right now, so let's go ahead and get right into the starting lineup for our Easter themed 250 on the inside of row number 1 from the Bootnaka. That is Sebastian Marin in the 23. On his outside, Hall of Famer and reigning champion, the 95 of Jim Mayer. Row number 2 will be the 19 of Zach Workman from Meteor Racing and Logan Helton in the 63 to the outside. Row number 3 will be the 88 of Gabe Butler and the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. Row number 4 will be Hunter Reynolds in the 26 and Kevin Freese in the 25. And row 5, the 33 of Jeff Crosby from Flat Out Motorsports and the 052 of Joey D from Bootnaka.
Starting on the inside of row number 6, the driver that went to victory lane the last time the OP Premier Super Speedway Series was here at the iRacing Super Speedway. This is Josh Milam in car number 7 for the Fuel Sim Racing. Outside of him in car number 12 with the Flat Out Motorsports number 12, this is Zach Fritz. Randall Cobb and Tyler Miller will make up row number 7. Row number 8 is going to go to ARC Racing's number 8. This is Cody Ober. And to his outside, the Fuel Sim Racing number 6 of Dustin Barber. 17th starting spot will go to Anthony English with the Flat Out Motorsports number 44. And outside of him, David Booth in the Checkered Flag Motorsports number 77. 19th will go to Cody Eldred in car number 14. And starting on the outside of row number 10, we'll go to the Alliance Motorsports Nilla Wafers number 21. This is Daniel Holloway.
Row number 11, JD Crow in the 2 and Eric Laurie in the 071. Travis Elliott and Bob Lacavero will make up row 12. Row 13 going to be Richard Kuhn in the 47 on the outside with Andy Brigante in the 13 to his inside. Row number 14, Jeremy Funk in the 97. Outside of him, that is the 53 from Buck Wild Racing, Dave Hunt. Row number 15, the 04 of Mark Mann, and on his outside, his teammate, Rick Seabrands in the 4.
Another driver from the Buck Wild Racing will roll off on the inside of row number 16. This is Sean Stevens in car number 27. Outside of him will be David Overstreet in the number 46. Les Levy will roll off in the 33rd spot, and outside of him in car number 17 It is the number 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. Rob Connors and Alex Green will line up shotgun on the field. That'll make up our 36-car field. We have stages on lap 20 and lap 40. 2 spare cars in the pits, KR.
Our Easter themed 250 does have 2 fast repairs. So far this season, we have had 7 winners in 8 races. We expect the drivers to get anywhere from 12 to 14 laps on a fuel run, but they can come down pit lane any given time. It will be a wild gamble when they do. So far, 5 drivers are able to get in on points. That could change with a repeat winner as we get ready to go green flag racing here at the iRacing Superspeedway. Sebastian Marin and Jim Mayer gonna drag race into turn number 1 with Logan Helton pushing very firmly on the back bumper of the 95.
Still 2 by 2. Marin gonna jump out front. He's got that Instacart number 19, giving him a good push down the backstretch. But here comes the momentum to the outside. Jim Mayer in car 95 working down the backstretch. He's got the 63 of Helton, and Helton has been fast all season long. Picked up the win 3 weeks ago down at Talladega Superspeedway. Locks himself into the championship hunt. Just 4 races, including tonight, left to lock yourself into the top 16. Ooh, 3 wide, coming to lap number 1. Who's it gonna be? Marin's gonna lead it by half a car.
First lap in the books, and already they are mixing it up, and the 95 gonna slice down to the inside, abandoning the 63 of Logan Helton. Hunter Reynolds, the second car, now make it the 3rd car in the second lane as Logan Helton falls back, almost like he is trying to find a slot to slide into, and he is going to gather into that spot finally, but goes from 2nd place all the way down to 14th.
We see how fast these cars are, already hitting over 240 miles an hour down the backstretch after completing lap number 2. Marin's going to have a run on the outside. He's got the Ford pushing him. That is the 26 of Reynolds. Those 2 are locking bumpers in the turn number 1. Very fast speeds, and the fastest time of the race is going to go to Andy Briganti so far with a 44.10. That is hauling the mail.
Oh my goodness, a lot of them in trouble off of turn number 2. Randall Cobb in the 52 involved. Another driver I saw spinning as well. I believe that is Jeremy Funk in the 97. No, I don't think that was just him. Let's back this up and let's take a look. Randall Cobb in the 052, trying to hold on to it. Gets the 53 of Dave Hunt.
Monster truck though.
Yeah, Dave Hunt really went up and over Randall Cobb.
That's kind of fitting.
Dustin Barber got a piece of the action as well. So the 53 holds on to the steering wheel somehow. Barber smacks the inside wall. A lot of race cars into early issues. Some of them going to have to burn their fast repair very early.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you think Dave Hunt landed that one because of his schooling at the Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University?
Entirely possible. Entirely possible. Our race leader is the 23 of Sebastian Marin. Out in the front. Caution came out.
Did we see some pitters?
Oh yeah. I think everyone's going to come down pit road, and this will be their pit stop.
Say they should be able to make it from this point to at least to the end of stage number 1.
I would think so. On to pit road they come. Dustin Barber, Randall Cobb, and Dave Hunt all going to have to burn a fast repair early in stage 1.
Or do you take the time and try to fix it? You got two, I guess. We'll see.
That's a good call. Good call. I forgot we had two. Does change your strategy a little bit.
Looks like Dave Hunt not electing to use the fast repair, so he will sit
Holloway
on pit
loses
road.
it on pit road. That's embarrassing. The camera was right there, Holloway. Don't worry, nobody saw it.
I didn't see it.
No,
Secret safe with me.
he's found all kinds of ways to mess that one up. All right, so Zach Workman wins the race off of pit road by not coming down pit road. Or I should say, didn't stop in his pit stall. Not sure what happened there. I don't know, Al. You tell me.
I don't know. I had to pit in a race I did last week, and well, let's just say I had to come down pit road twice because I missed the pit box the first time. Are we coming back down pit road?
Looks like we are. In fact,
There's no
quite
weather.
a lot of them are coming back down pit road. Joey D in the 52052 elects to stay out. Zach Fritsch, Richard Kuhn, David Overstreet, they all stay out. So everyone else coming back down pit road must have been thinking that just didn't have enough fuel to make it to the end.
Top off, just give you a little bit extra. Little assurance.
So just that little extra splash of fuel will make a difference on quite a few cars. David Overstreet, look at, we talked about paint schemes. Overstreet in the 46 has a new paint scheme out here tonight.
That is a very sharp looking race car.
And it is. I like it, looks good. Checkered Flag Motorsports, David Overstreet. Betting that's a Levy design. Outstanding. Perfect. Hooters and Husky.
I was starting to doubt myself. I wasn't sure if that was the correct scheme or not. I didn't want to say it.
Well, there it is.
There it is. Husky tools, those are good.
Lights are out on the iRacing Ford Mustang pace car. Joe Del Vecchia and Zach Fritsch going to take control of this field. Sebastian Marin and Richard Kuhn for row number 2 on this restart as the green flag is back out. Sorry, that was David Overstreet and Richard Kuhn.
We got them stacking up towards the back of the field. The smoke looks like everybody going to keep it pointed in the right direction. A little bit of a stack up there coming to the green flag. Meanwhile, up front, Marin down on the inside. George Delavecchia going to move to the outside, but Marin going to muscle his way out front of that Nexus Motorsports number 23 down the back stretch as they get up to speed. The outside line going to pull back out in front. Here comes the 25 of Kevin Freese. Freese having speed all season long here, but unable to lock it in as of yet.
Yeah,
Four races left to do.
Let's take a quick look at our points as they come into this race tonight. Logan Helton, Sebastian Marin, Joey D, Peter DeBorgia, who yelled at me for not displaying the points last week. JD Crow, Josh Milam, Zach Fritsch, all have wins. And all will lock themselves in tonight since they took the green flag. So they are all officially locked in. They've met the minimum race requirements. They have that race win. And here they are, out, trying to keep anyone else from getting that win. Just above the cutoff line is the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. And just out is the rookie, Jeremy Funk. Great stats to have there. And of course, coming up on a stage here, so we'll look at our stage wins. Sebastian Marin, who picked up the win last week, always finds a way to win those stages, and finally got that big stage last week. Randall Cobb, Logan Helton, the only other drivers to have multiple stage wins. Right now, they're mixing it up out there. Fastest lap of the race going to Daniel Holloway. Only 43.83. He is at the tail of this field a little bit, so he used a big draft to get that lap in. That just goes to show you these guys are starting to race hard right now.
They are. They're at the end of this stage, just a few laps away. Oh, 10 away. Right? Stage 20?
It's completion of lap 20.
That's what you told me.
Here's what I told you. Sometimes I'm wrong though, so it's good to question me.
Well, I'm going to go with it, man. I'm on the push. Look at Joy Delvecchia getting a good shove down the backstretch. They'll snake it down low. Here comes the experiment number 33 of Jeff Crosby. Drives around in Indianapolis, runs in that number 3 spot. Everybody doing a good job here after that little bit of our first wreck there on lap number 4. Cody Ober getting a little racy. He's moving to the outside with his run. No help up there, though. 17 of Jimmy Reynolds, about 10 car lengths behind him.
Cody Ober gets stranded in the outside lane. Everyone driving down to the yellow line. And Ober just waiting for the 17 of Reynolds to get to his back bumper before anything can happen. So Cody Ober falls back a little bit. Our biggest mover so far in this race is Jimmy Reynolds in that 17. He has gained 26 spots so far, as we have a few more race cars peeling off for pit road. So they're going to top off their things.
Down pit road to top off their thing. Joe Delvecchia still showing the way up on the front of this one. Now Cody Ober working the outside. He's got the help from the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds, and they're going to draw even with your race leader, Delvecchia, down the backstretch. They're bringing the 77 of Booth and Andy Briganti. Remember, he had to use a backup car already to the 13 of Briganti. Showing speed once again this week. Unable to really put it together, getting caught up in wrecks the last few weeks. Has had the speed, looking for a good night here. There's 3 more cars peel off and head down pit road.
Yeah, Crosby, Elliott, Miller, Fritz, Kuhn, and Overstreet hit pit road that time. Another cycle of green flag pit stops, it would appear, is underway. One car going a lap down. Looks like, sure who that was that went a lap down.
And JD Crowdown won along with everybody else. That this was on pit road. Josh Milam, that as this cycles around, if any more takers on pit road, not this time.
The 14 of Cody Eldred. That's the car I saw just go a lap down. He was missing his front clip. I do want to give a shout out to everyone in YouTube chat. Thank you very much for joining us here tonight. Hope you all stick around for the whole thing and do nothing but cheer for your favorite driver. Because me and Al really enjoy watching you guys cheer for your driver.
I love it. I tell you, I got some passionate fans out there cheering for their drivers, KR, and that is awesome to see. This league has a great following. And it's good to see. And then drivers turn around when they watch the broadcast back. Obviously, they can't watch while driving, or at least we don't advise of that. make sure you hit that thumbs up. Let these drivers know that you appreciate their efforts here tonight at the iRacing Super Speedway.
On board with the 13 of Andy Regante, he and Cody Ober, along with Jimmy Reynolds and Daniel Holloway, are battling for the race lead amongst cars that are trying to stay on the lead lap. Tyler Miller, last car on the lead lap, just in front of the 24, or of the 13 of Andy Regante. Andy's using him as a draft, and Andy last on pit road on lap 5. Might be able to stretch his fuel, but with as many race cars that come down pit lane, I'm not 100% sure that anyone can make it from here that has not pitted recently.
Yeah, we were given that window of between 12 and 16 laps as a guide, but I guess it really depends on how much of a draft you have and all that. So staying behind these guys might save a little bit of fuel, but we don't know if they can make it all the way to the end. Like I said, we were just given a range by the crew chiefs down on pit road here tonight. Is now Daniel Holloway going to get shuffled to the outside booth, going to take a peek to the inside. Couldn't quite do anything with him off of turn number 4. And this is high stakes, high speed racing here at the iRacing Super Speedway. One little mistake, let's magnify by probably 1,000, I would say, KR. This track super fast, averaging over 230 miles an hour per lap. So it goes by quick, and things happen very quickly at the iRacing Super Speedway.
It is a very big track, and they run it very fast. Holloway in the 21, your new race leader. He got caught up in the outside, had a big wiggle or something, had to move up to the outside lane, and then used lap down cars to pull him along. So now Holloway in the 21, the race leader, trying to put down this lap traffic. Now he's going to slide in behind the 12 of Zach Fridge. And we are getting close to the end of the stage. We'll see who can make it. I think since these guys haven't hit pit road, I believe Holloway, Brigante, and Ober all believe they can make it to the end of this stage.
And we showed the points a little earlier. So right now, these stage points are going to be huge for the drivers. No, as you say that, Karen, here they come. All your race leaders coming down pit road with 2 laps remaining in the stage. Contact! Oh, the 3 of green goes around after contact with Jimmy Mayer. Now the 63 Logan Helton sideways. Trouble down here getting on the pit road here with your race leaders.
Riding on board with Anthony English when that happened, and saw how chaos was avoided by the 44. We'll have to talk to him about that if we get a chance to. Sebastian Marin takes over the race lead in the 23. Zach Workman and Bob Connors are running a 1, 2, and 3 now.
They've yet to come down pit road. Will they come this time, or will they stay out for the points? We will see. It looks like Marin is going to stay out as DeBorges going to go around the outside.
Bob Connors hits pit road. Zach Workman in the 12, I'm sorry, in the 19. Chilling. So they're going to try and coast it. They are well off the pace. Workman down around 211 miles an hour. So he is well off his normal pace. You see the 23 of Sebastian Marin allowing the cars to go by. He is just trying to get that all-important draft down the straightaway to stretch this fuel. He does have to hit his pit stall under his own power for that stage to count.
We will see Marin's going to coast it off of turn number 4. Workman down low as well. And it'll be Marin crossing the stripe here on lap number 20. Very, very slow. Are they out of gas, KR?
Well, the top 10 have to cross the start-finish line before the caution is thrown. And so Sebastian Marin crosses the start-finish line, but maybe he is out of fuel, as he and Workman are currently accelerating.
It is Very, very Workman and
Here comes the rest of the field to the start-finish line. And that is going to bring the caution out now.
They are clutching it.
And they are still
under power.
They're going to have to make their way around to the pace car. Quite the conundrum for these two.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and say 15 laps is a little too much.
It does appear so, as they are going to come down pit road. I believe pit lane is going to be open this time. We're going to see, as the rest of the field does not come down pit road.
Will they get
So that
credit
means
for winning the stage?
They will not. They will not get credit.
I believe that will give the stage 1 win to the number 24, Tyler Miller, if that does not stand. As the field now catches the pace car on the backstretch.
So Tyler Miller, possibly our stage 1 winner. Sebastian Marin and Zach Workman not able to make it required distance, and that rule exists just so you can't stretch your fuel to the start finish line and then run out and cause an issue on the catching up to the pace car and all kinds of stuff. So that rule is there, forcing you to make sure you have enough fuel, yes, to win the stage, but then yes, to make it into your pit stall under your own power when pit road is open.
Well, it's going to end up being a win for Flat Out Motorsports for stage number 1. As Tyler Miller will lead the field down pit road.
We'll let everyone make their pit stops, and then we will talk to our stage 1 winner.
What a wild turn of events there, KR.
It was. Sebastian Marin and Zach Workman did give it a shot, but just not enough. Very close for him though. So DeBorgia and Gabe Butler off of pit road. I'm sorry, that was just Peter DeBorgia. Did not see who else it was.
I don't believe the Borgia came down pit road. Maybe he did. Maybe missing a stall that time.
Either way, we have a stage winner to talk to. That is the 24 of Tyler Miller. Tyler, it's KR up in the broadcast booth. You got your ears on, bud?
What's up, dude?
How you doing, man?
Pretty good. How are you?
Well, I'm all right, but I didn't just win a stage like you did.
Well, you know, sometimes you just gotta get a little lucky, buddy.
Well, that you did, but you did have to come down pit road. Sebastian Marin and Zach Workman tried to stay out, but could not make it the required distance. That 24 wins the stage, man. Congratulations on that.
Heck yeah, thanks, buddy.
So tell us a little bit about the race here at iRacing Superspeedway.
It's, you know, a little extra speed. You always got to watch people, try to give people extra room while we go into the corners, because people slide up easy here. Track's pretty slippery, so.
Well, we see you're making your way back onto pit road. Top off that tank just a little bit for stage 2. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, big shout out to all my teammates and you up in the booth, and Josh and Mark and all the admins that helped put on the league.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on stage 1. Go get them for stage 2.
Yes, sir. Thank you, buddy.
That is Tyler Miller in the 24. Flat Out Motorsports. Now, Quite a few drivers came down pit road to top them off, but one driver who did not, that is the 25 of Kevin Freeze.
Yeah, Kevin Freeze and the 46 of Dave Overstreet staying out on the racetrack. The two drivers up on the front of this one going to stay out.
Jim Mayer in the 95, 1 lap down, along with 63 of Logan Helton. They're going to restart in front of the rest of the field as they did come down pit road, so they will have to start at the tail end of the longest line.
Yep.
And that is going to put David Overstreet all by himself in the outside lane.
Yeah, it looks like we have 3 cars behind pit wall. The 53 of Dave Hunt, Jimmy Reynolds, and Jeremy Funk all behind pit wall, KR, at the end of stage number 1.
Funk scorecard has been pulled after completing just 18 laps. An early exit for him. Lights are out on the Ford Mustang. It makes the break for pit lane. And Freeze and Overstreet wait for the drop of the green flag. And away we go for stage number 2. Jim Mayer and Logan Helton going to try and get back onto the lead lap. We're going to mix this up with the leaders, and I'm all for it. Let's see what happens.
We know that they have fast race cars week in and week out, and they do it the hard way. Mayer going to jump to the outside and will now cut it back down low off of turn number 2. And Overstreet is the man left out to dry. Is now Mayer with a run down the back stretch. They will go up to the outside. So those 2 drivers that are 1 lap to the arrears are working together, going to try to get out in front of these lead packs, and they will do so in the turn number 3.
Here comes Cody Eldred in the 14 to the outside. Cody multiple laps down as we ride on board with the 7 of Josh Milam. With the 14, multiple laps down. He had that nose clip missing earlier. He has burned a fast repair, and now he is trying to dig out of the hole that he finds himself in.
Your Milam and these drivers, Kevin Freese, you try to tuck in behind those 2, let them pull you around the racetrack. As we see Freese up the racetrack, now off of turn number 2, Milam's going to fill the hole down low. You try to stay there, try to save a little bit of fuel where you don't have to run full throttle.
You're going to have to make a pit stop here in this stage. Saving fuel is always a good idea because the less time you can spend on pit road, the better. And fuel is one of the things that does hold you up. So yeah, always try and save fuel. As the 25 is falling back, Jeff Crosby now your race leader in the 33, but he's going to get swallowed up as he didn't have anybody to his back bumper. The 95 and the 63, they're just hoping for a caution, and that will put them an opportunity to work their way back around to the tail end of this field. Until then, they're on the razor's edge of being a lap down.
They are in the 95. Jim Mayer pulling this train around. They are 3 wide behind them, battling for the race lead. All the way on the outside now, Milam and Reynolds going to take and pull down pit road hard on the brakes. Not too long into this stage, and we are on pit road. Look at Cody Eldridge working the outside, getting a good push by the 25 of Freeze. And they're bringing Della Vecchi on that high time 052 car. Right all around the outside as well. We know the shortest way around this racetrack is on the yellow paint. It is not necessarily the fastest sometimes. So now those 2 drivers all back down, but not to rears in this lead back.
Yeah, Kevin in the 25 does make his way around all 3 of those lap down drivers. Logan Helton and Jim Mayer are battling for the first car 1 lap down as a round of pit stops is underway. Crosby, Butler, Fritsch, Lori, English, Elliott, Miller, and DeBorgia all hit pit road.
Still battling side by side. Freeze back to the race lead. Here comes the 52 of Randall Cobb down the outside, right behind the 63 of Logan Helton. So Helton going to get pushed out in front of Freeze to get back on the lead lap for the time being. And that's important. If he's out in front of the race leaders and the yellow flag comes out, that puts Jim Mayer in that lucky dog position.
So the 63, Logan Helton, battling to the outside of the 25 of Kevin Freeze. He is now 1 lap down. And these two drivers have to keep in mind, even a 0X will nullify the free pass. That means even a little bump grab when the caution comes out, and your chance to drive around the pace car is done and gone.
They are working through heavy traffic, getting back up to speed. These drivers are passing down on the inside of the racetrack, just coming off of pit road, so they are all down a lap. So that's going to even make it even a bigger battle for that lucky dog until these race leaders come to pit road. Freeze and Delavecchia still leading it. Marin runs third. Workman and Cobb, your top 5 years. They work a lap number 31. Down off the corner number 2 and down the super long super stretch here at the iRacing Superspeedway, where speeds reach over 240 miles an hour. The sense of speed here is just unreal chaos.
It is quite a trip, and Al, I don't know if you've ever driven on this track, but it is a very fun track to drive just to turn laps in. I don't know if these guys are necessarily thinking it's the most fun track, because when you crash big here.
I have not driven around here yet. Kind of scared of it, not gonna lie.
Should be fine.
They
But
are.
one car in the wall, that is the 4 of Rick Seabrand's. He is down below the racing line. Rick Seabrand's in trouble here. No yellow. Let's see if we can back up and figure out what happened to the 4. He and Cody Eldred are going to make contact. And Rick Seabrand's hard into the inside wall. But down below the racing line, no caution because of that. Sebastian Marin in the 23, your race leader. And now he's got to deal with a lot of traffic from cars who have made pit stops.
He does. This is getting dicey up on the front of this one. That's a tough break for the 4 of Seabrands and the 14 of Eldred.
First car 1 lap down right now. That is the 44 of Anthony English. Anthony sporting the turn-free custom paint job. Let's see if we can't get a chance to talk to him as the 4 of Rick Seabrands makes his way on the pit road. But we'll have to ask Anthony English about this paint job when we get a chance, Al.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a very nice paint scheme. I like the colors of us out on the racetrack. A little bit of left front damage on that number 44, but doing a good job out there right now trying to get back on the lead lap. And your race leaders, they're trapped on that outside line. They haven't been to pit road since lap 22, so their tanks are going to start getting very light here. They're going to have to make their way to the inside so they can get on pit road.
As we ride on board with the 44 of Anthony English, you can see it is just a traffic jam that's moving at 240 miles an hour.
Ooh, one car up the racetrack, I believe that was the 52 of Randall Cobb. Yeah, up the racetrack and into the outside wall. He is losing touch with this lead pack right now.
So the 23 of Sebastian Marin is our race leader. Anthony English in the 44 working his inside, trying to get back onto the lead lap. JD Crow, Eric Laurie also would love to get around the 23 and then have the caution come out. We are getting close to the end of the stage. This one going to end at the completion of lap 40. So all these cars in front of that black and red half a McDonald's sign. Call that the Sebastian Marin paint job. As soon as that stage ends, everyone in front of him is going to get to keep driving around the track. Everyone behind him is going to have to hope that they were the lead car to be one lap down.
And Marin down on the inside line. I'm assuming he'll be peeling off like that. So he will come down pit road.
Logan Helton, Jim Mayer going to join them. That is going to give the race lead to Daniel Holloway in the 21. Holloway last on pit road under the caution before the stage.
I would assume we're going to see 27 of Stevens and Stevens coming in now. Daniel Holloway should have to pit this time, KR. I do not believe he can make it. We saw that Sebastian Marin only able to go 15 laps on a tank of fuel before having to be forced down pit road. And just like that, Holloway's going to lock it up and get in the inside wall. And around he will go.
That's twice for Holloway on pit road. That's oofta. All right, so Sebastian Marin in the 23 has made his pit stop. Sitting in second as Holloway is on pit road, making his way to his pit stall. Logan Helton in the 63, the first car 1 lap down, so should the caution come out, Logan Helton will get the free pass. Anything can happen. Don't count it out just yet. 2 more laps to go here in stage number 2. Sebastian Marin taking over the race lead. Daniel Holloway making his way out onto the racetrack. Here comes Hunter Reynolds in the 26 with his teammate Josh Milam in the 7. They're working their way to the outside.
Milam's going to give a good push to that Reynolds trap number 26. And they are side drafted, almost contact down the back here. They're going to force them. Oh boy, is that out of bounds? Were they below the yellow line there? The outside line forcing Marin and Logan Helton behind the lap traffic. Boy, did that get close there. Good driving, good heads up by all those drivers. You don't think these stage points mean something, KR? You are mistaken.
Holy cow, were they all over the track trying to gather that in and clear those lap cars. Hunter Reynolds, Josh Milam, Sebastian Marin running 1, 2, and 3. Logan Helton in the 63 still fighting to get back on the lead lap. He is pushing the 23 to the race lead. So Sebastian Marin taking over the top spot. Cody Ober in the 8, trying to get to the back bumper of the 63, but here comes the 26 and the 7 on the inside. Hunter Reynolds with the momentum up off the corner.
He got a good push that time by Josh Milam, who is tandem drafting down the front stretch. It will cross the strike there, and with Reynolds leading it 1 more lap around before the end of stage number 2. Logan out going to jump to the outside. Over going to go with him. Now they'll tuck it back in line. Off of turn number 2. Kevin Priest down to the inside. Here comes Jeffrey Crosby. Crosby trying to get to the stage 1 or stage 2 win. He'll go up to the racetrack now. Cuts it back down low. Oh, Reynolds sideways and into the grass. Hunter Reynolds down in the grass. Who's going to lead? Stage win. Number 2, Sebastian Marin leads him off of turn number 2. He gets hooked by Logan Helton. Big trouble off of turn number 2.
Cody Ober in the 8 scored as the race leader. And I believe that is going to be enough to give him the stage win. But big trouble for some of our front runners in this stage. They're going to collect quite a few race cars. Let's take a look and see how it all went down. Sebastian Marin gets hooked coming off of turn 4. Dustin Barber in the 6 gets involved. Eric Laurie gets involved. Crosby gets a piece of it.
Crosby just gets clipped in that right rear quarter panel there. Barber, airborne, all 4 tires off the ground, KR. That was a wild ride. Dave Hunt out on the racetrack. He almost got through, but the spinning car of Barber's going to get into the 53 of Hunt.
All right, so stage has ended. Cody Ober and Josh Milam had to wait for the pace car, and that's going to create a big issue on the pit road. Cody Ober leads everyone on the pit lane in the 8. So we will declare him the unofficial stage 2 winner.
Have you ever?
Not like this, no. No, it's been a wild ride so far tonight. So Cody Ober into his pit stall, along with many other of our race car drivers. Down and away, Joe Delavecchia to win that race off the pit road. Let's go ahead and fire up the microphone and let's see if we can't talk to the driver of the 8. And Al, I believe you've caught up with Cody Ober.
Yeah, Cody Ober, this is Al Smith up here in the Turn 3 Racing Network booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Oh, not too bad. Not as good as it's going for you, picking up here the stage 2 win. The seas parted there for you. What did you see coming to the green and white checkered flag here at the end of stage number 2?
All I know is everybody was battling for their lives. Honestly, I wasn't even paying attention. I thought Logan and Sebastian were ahead of me, but I guess they were a lap down, so I was racing them for no reason. But no, that was just, those last couple laps were crazy. Everybody was switching positions.
Yeah, the racing has been intense. It's been intense to be watching it from up here in the announcer's booth. I can only imagine what it's like for you to be down on the racetrack down there as you come back down pit road. What's the racing like? What can we expect here in the the last stage of this race?
I honestly expected to kind of calm down for a little bit, and then probably around 15 to 10 laps to go, all bets are off. It's gonna be racing just like we just saw.
Well, what's it gonna take to keep this number 8 up front and out of harm's way?
At this track, a lot of luck. Just being in the right spot at the right time. This track is completely unpredictable.
Unpredictable, but I know you got some names down there on pit road and some sponsors that kind of make it all possible for you. Who got to this stage 2 win for you here tonight?
I mean, I was working good with Josh and Hunter up there. I know Hunter spun to the infield, but they're a lot of the reason why I was able to stay up there. So I want to give them a thanks. My teammates for kind of pitting with me and getting me through all that. So yeah.
All right, well, good luck here going back green flag racing. Good luck here at this last stage. Hopefully we'll be talking to you at the end of this one. Good luck here in the third and final stage.
I hope so. Thank you.
There you go. That is the winner of stage number 2 for ARC Racing. That's Cody Ober. And chaos was the word that he used a lot there, KR. And, well, maybe we're in the center of the storm right now. He said things might get a little calmer, but these drivers always putting on a show here as we get ready to go back green flag racing.
We're going to go back to green flag racing with 20 cars on the lead lap. We started 36, and right now 34 are still out on the track. These green flag pit stops have really shaken the field up, and we do have quite a few off the lead lap. So here we go. Kevin Freese and Logan Helton, who did get back on the lead lap. and made his way all the way to the front row for this restart. Now battling for the race lead at the front.
Kevin Freese going to jump out with, how about Richard Kuhn in that 47 automobile, unsponsored there, and working to the back there. Jimmy Mayer going to work there as well. He's trying to get his lap back. Jimmy Mayer still trapped 1 lap down. Will pull up in front of the 63 of Logan Helton. How about the 62? Right there as well, down 1 lap. Les Levy in that checkered flag race car. That is a sharp-looking race car out there. Those two are battling for that lucky dog position as the cars get really late off turn number 4. And Randall Cobb had a handful to hold on to that Buckwild Racing number 52.
To Logan Helton in the 63, your race leader, Jim Mayer in the 95, now finds himself last car on the lead lap. So Mayer with his teammate Logan Helton behind him, but here comes the 7 of Josh Milam and the 33 of Jeff Crosby in that outside lane. Logan and Jim Mayer would be content to run just the way they are and wait for a caution. That outside lane isn't going to let them do it.
Hunter Reynolds going to jump up to that 3rd lane. He's going to bring the 3 of Alex Green with him. They were 4 wide for a moment, now settling it back down to 3 wide. I think Cody Ober told us a little bit of a fib. He said things were going to calm down. They are 3 wide. That is not calming down out there. Is now the 7 of Milam and the 26 of Hunter Reynolds going to team up. They're going to go 4 wide down the backstretch. Alex Green and Travis Elliott in the middle. Make it 5 wide for a moment. Oh boy,
and everybody is checking up.
Wow.
Oh, trouble. Andy Brigante sideways, but holds on to it. How about that save by the 13 as we were riding on board with J.D. Crow when that happened. J.D. Crow with the fastest lap of the race at a 43.65, his previous lap. And now things are settling down a little bit after going 4, 5, 15 wide. Who cares? Numbers don't matter at this point to these guys. They're going to try and do whatever it takes to win.
They are still 3 wide back here. Workman in the middle, Leonard with the 62 of Levy to the inside, the 52 of Cobb to his outside. So Alex Green going to pull into the middle. They're still going to keep it 3 wide. As they work through turns 3 and 4. 4 wide, look with the lap car. I believe that might be Gabe Butler's number 88. Gabe not having a good night.
Butler in the 88 running a new paint scheme as well tonight. So throwing you off a little bit there. Beautiful gold and green grass growing up around the rocker panels of that 88. But he is no longer on the lead lap. And Butler just trying to survive tonight's race.
They put that Kerry Gold Irish butter paint scheme on there tonight. I've used that. I like it.
I like the grass around the rocker panels. That's cool.
A lot of good looking paint schemes here on the Eastern Theme 250. Always week in, week out, great looking race cars here on the Superspeedway's platform of the OP Racing Premier Series. And these are the best of the best drivers. This is an invite only on Monday nights to put on a show for you. Right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. One car electrical issues down low. That was the 51 of Travis Elliott. He seems to have the wires connected once again, but that's unnerving for the drivers behind him when you start having those electrical issues.
One car on the pit road. That is a 14 of Cody Eldred. We're riding on board with the 24 of Tyler Miller. So Logan Helton in the 63. Kevin Freaks in the 25, Josh Milam in the 7, Hunter Reynolds in the 26, and then Zach Workman in the 19. That makes up your top 5. Jim Mayer in the 95, trying to work his way back around. The 62 of Les Levy and Jim Mayer are in a competition to be the first car one lap down. So that's 62 from Checkered Flag Motorsports, battling it out with the Alliance Motorsports 95.
And now they're going to go 3 wide behind them as Sebastian Aaron with a run with that Nexus number 23 to the outside. He will look like to bring, I believe. Oh, very hard in the outside wall.
He is going to smack that wall a ton. Almost gets into Overstreet, but somehow holds on to it, and we stay green. I'm not sure if that 23 had a little shot of net code the way that thing jumped up there, but it wasn't too much. Didn't look like that any cars were too close to it.
No, that looked like really odd and a lot of front end damage on the 23 of Sebastian Marin. Not how we wanted to see that happen so far.
So Josh Milam in the 7.
Another car up the racetrack. Looks like the 46 of Overstreet up the racetrack that time in turns 1 and 2.
So that Hooters Husky 46 settles it down and heads off for the start finish line, but losing out on this draft pack. We do have a top 17 cars in this pack. Rick Searands in the 4 is at the tail end of this pack as JD Crow is going to peel off for pit road. And then a little bit behind them is a 3-car pack. That's Eric Laurie, Andy Brigante, and Joe Della Vecchia. Eric Laurie in the 071 leading them. The 13 of Andy Brigante is not on the lead lap. David Overstreet going to fall in behind them.
Right now, only 20 cars on the lead lap, and 2 of them down on pit road. JD Crow and Sebastian Marin coming off of pit road right now, so those two going to get hooked up together. But right now, it is Logan Helton up on the front of this one. Kevin Priest pushing them. This is probably one of the... We've had a lot of long green flag runs. Oh, contact there, 4 wide. Milam up the racetrack. Zach Freets got loose into the turn number 1. And Dorbanks, the 7 of Milam, and they're still 3-4 wide down the backstretch. Now Logan Helton dropping back from your race lead.
Logan Helton falling backwards. He's going to slide in behind Crosby and just in front of his teammate, the 04 of Mark Mann. So Kevin Freese, your race leader, then the 51 of Travis Elliott in second, Zach Workman third. And we have had several close calls. And somehow we've found a way to work through it.
This shows you the competition level and how good these race car drivers are here on Monday nights. As we said, Richard Kuhn sideways. He's going to spin in front of the field. How no one hits him is beyond me. Yellow flag coming out as Richard Kuhn in the car number 47 has gone around and no one else is collected.
You knew things were going to get hot and heavy as it got closer to the checkered flag, and somehow that 47 was able to slice through. Let's see if we can't take another look and figure out what happened to Richard Kuhn that got him crossed up. So the 47 and the 63 of Logan Helton make contact, and looks like a bad bump by the 63. The 47 just spins down to the infield.
Yeah, an amazing driving by everybody else not to make contact. That could have been big.
Yeah, could have. 47 had a lot of cars that were trying to squeeze through. So our first caution coming out for our final stage.
Yeah. 4th caution overall. 2nd one for a incident. 2 of those for our stage ends. I guess that'd be 3 because stage 1 ended with a pretty big wreck, didn't it? Or was that stage 2?
It was, yeah.
One of those.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the one Cody Ober won. The guy backs into all the stage wins. Unbelievable.
Well, Jim Mayer gonna stay out and get the wave around, looks like.
Good news for the fans of the 95.
Les Levy as well.
Les Levy last on pit road.
Looks like he's gonna be the lucky dog recipient. I wasn't sure who was gonna be the recipient of that lucky dog. Well, both of them getting waved around the pace car.
The pit stop's underway. Down and away goes the 63 of Logan Helton. He's going to win the race off of pit road. Kevin Freese, Mark Mann going to follow suit. All right, so the 44 has requested that we give him some airtime. Let's go ahead and see what the driver of the 44 has been dealing with tonight, as he's dodged his fair share of stuff on pit road. Anthony English, what are you doing?
Oh, not much at all, KR. Just trying to survive at the moment.
Well, tell us a little bit about the race in that 44 so far.
So far for me it's been kind of uneventful. Haven't really been into anything, thank goodness. So still running on a semi-clean car. Had a decent run. Stayed out of the mess at the beginning, and actually tried for some stage points at the end of the last one. And got lucky to miss that last block that happened there, and came home with a few points. So just gonna do about the same. Just gonna probably survive for another 20 laps, and then probably go get her.
When you go get her, it's going to be 4, 5, 6 wide. How wide we're going to take it?
In the end, probably more than what we want to be. Probably end up a lot wider than what we can handle.
Well, man, that 44 has got some nice colors on it, and we've seen you ducking and dodging quite a bit out there, so we want to see what it was like for you behind the wheel.
Oh, well, thank you for the compliment. Thank you for the paint. Turn 3 car's been pretty fast tonight, so I'm just gonna ride with it here and just see what I can do here later in the end. I'm kind of out of it points-wise, so the only way to get in the playoffs is a win. So just gonna try to chill out, and I'll go after it pretty hard here. And got to use all my cars up to get her. I'm gonna use all my cars up to get her.
All right, man. Well, good luck here in the rest of this race, and keep it wheels down.
Oh, I'm gonna try to keep it wheels down, but no promises.
All right, well, that's Anthony English in the 44 from Flat Out Motorsports. There you have it, Al. Another one that's been dodging some stuff.
Dodging stuff, missing it. Doing it all looking good. This is going to be interesting here. We're going to have just under 30 laps to go. So at least one more stop, if not 2. I like the word of tonight. It's called survival. I think every interview that we have done here tonight, everybody said about survival. And survival is going to get ratcheted up once again as the pace car down and away. We're ready to go back to green flag racing in the Easter theme 250. And green flag is back out, and it is Logan Helton jumping back on the gas pedal. Travis Elliott to the backside of Kevin Freese. Is Mark Mann getting a shove now from the 33 of Kevin Crosby. Crosby going to work to the backside as your top 4 drivers nose to tail as they get up to speed for the first time since the green flag came back out.
25 slides down to the yellow line, right in front of Logan Helton. In the 63, Travis Elliott takes over the top spot in the second lane. comes the 3 of Alex Green right through the middle to try and get one of his laps back. Now he's going to fall into 2 wide racing in the 25. He's going to surge ahead for the moment.
They were 4 wide behind them. I believe that was the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. That was more. Now they've settled it back down to 2x2.
63 of Helton. Getting a good run off of turn number 2. Going to head down the backstretch with the advantage for the moment. The 04 of Mark Mann working together with the 63. Those 2 teammates from Alliance Motorsports. 51 of Travis Elliott trying to stay tucked in tight behind them. Elliott from Flat Out Motorsports.
Everybody doing a good job here as they work underneath the strength with just 24 laps to go. There's been a lot of close calls here, KR. These drivers, oh, contact! Elliott's going to get turned, but DeBorgia, Briganti involved. Big wreck in turn number 2. Car still piling in. Richard Kuhn going to come in, I believe, with the car number 47. Will T-bone the 51. DeBorgia left smoking on the apron along with Andy Briganti.
So DeBorgia's rolling, Andy Brigante rolling, and Travis Elliott all trying to drive away from the scene of the crash. Let's back this up a little bit further. Give me just 1 second here. We go on aboard with the 13 of Andy Brigante. They head off into the corner. 51 of Elliott. The 33 of Crosby going to make contact, and those 2 are going to take a wild lick.
You can see the flames coming out the side pipe of the 33 of Crosby. He knew he was in trouble letting off the backfire, but that doesn't save the 51 up and over barrel rolling, or I would say, would that be a corkscrew? Landed on all 4, but after hard contact with the outside wall and the 40 of DeBorgia. Andy Briganti also hard contact. Richard Kuhn nowhere to go. Oof, the big one here. With just 24 laps to go.
You're gonna watch this one from the 44 of Anthony English. He was squeezing by on the outside. And Dirty Dick's 44. Getting very lucky. Holy cow. All right, on the pit road, several of our leaders. Wow, another round of pit stops, 22 laps to go. No one can make it from here.
Nope, but they get a little bit further than maybe their competition. We know about 15 laps is about the max here. So we are about 8 laps shy of knowing you can make it with a full tank of fuel. Helton gonna win the race off of pit road. That will now put 24 cars on the lead lap. And they all have a chance of winning.
To Logan Helton in the 63. The 19 of Zach Workman. Mark Mann in the 04. Randall Cobb in the 52. And the 4, Rick Seabrams, your top 5. Oh, man, oh, man. When do you come down to pit road?
I guess it depends. Not that I I think it really, if you're up front and you go, I think you got to go as long as you can. Maybe 9 laps to go, depending on everybody else pits. If you're up front and you're not liking what you're seeing, I think you come in as soon as 14 to go, maybe 13 laps to go. That'll give you 2 laps in the bank. I don't know, I have a gut feeling you won't see anybody on pit road until at least 10 laps to go. That way they can at least guarantee themselves a little assurance in case we got to go into overtime and do a green-white checkered attempt. I'm surprised more people didn't come down this time and top off.
Yeah, that was about half of our lead lap cars did come down. The track position going to be important, some of them, but everyone will have to make another pit stop. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know. Every time we think it's going to go one way, it ends up going another.
Well, that's why we're up here, not on the pit box.
Every time, Al.
Every time. Listen, I'm not very good at following directions. I lost a race once, KR. You believe that?
No, not you.
I was leading a race, and my crew chief at the time goes, "You need to pit for this amount of fuel." And me being the bonehead said, "Nah, I'm gonna take a little less than that." I ran out coming to the white flag.
Oops.
Yep.
Bummer.
And I was fired.
Well, can't figure out why.
I don't know. Pace car though, gonna cut off into the safe haven of pit road as well, that Mustang a little bit nervous for the field behind it. Everybody getting stacked up. Ready to go back green flag racing with 20 laps to go here in the Easter theme 250. Green flag is back up. Logan Helton jumping on the gas pedal. He's got the Batman of Mark Band behind him, giving him a good shove. Zach Workman has about a car length between himself and the 52 of Randall Cobb as they get up into the 4th and high gear. Everybody 2 by 2, your top 3 cars. Remember Rick Seabrands, we saw him in the inside wall a few 15 laps ago. He is now battling for your race lead.
And the 4 of Rick Searans has recovered very nicely and finds himself 3rd car on the inside line. 2 teammates just ahead of him. Cody Ober in the 8, our stage 2 winner. Right there in 4th, Hunter Reynolds, who was in trouble earlier, coming to his stage. We saw him spin into the inside, but he has gathered that back in, and we'll have 19 laps to go, Al. This race is winding down.
It is Peter DeBoer. You're going to take the number 40 to the outside, making it 3 wide. Anthony English with trouble. Delvecchia goes down. Big wreck off of turn number 2. They are flipping down the backstretch. Crosby's involved, Laurie involved down the backstretch in heavy contact for the 88 Gabe Butler. The butter is leaking out of the container down the backstretch.
Yeah, he is up in smoke. Let's see what happened to him, and Joey D also getting involved.
Looked like a push gone wrong from the front of the 33 of the Skull Bandit of Crosby. Oh, Peter DeBorgia up and in the air once again into the catch fence. A tough night for Peter DeBorgia.
On board from the 40. He's got to be wondering how he can get spun through the air twice in one race.
Thank God for the hamsters.
So caution flag back out. We slow him down yet again. This race is going pretty quick. But here, getting to the final stage and the closing laps, we've had 2 quick cautions.
We have Peter DeBorgia making it down pit road right now. I don't think he has a backup car. That car is still smoking as he's coming back out on the racetrack. I don't think it's going to go much further. So the extra life number 40. Trying to stay alive, KR.
On the pit road comes the 63 and the rest of the crew as they go off for their pit stalls. This one's going to be close to making it to the end of this race. I don't think anyone can make it with a green-white checkered attempt, but man, is it going to be close for them.
And it looks like Mark Mann is going to win the race off of pit road. Logan Helton will come out second. It was a tight race off of pit road. Maybe Helton got him. Lacavera stayed out though to get up front with that number 5. I think it depends on how many yellow flags we get from this point out, whether or not they can make it from here after this pit stop. It is going to be tight.
So Lacavera in the 5. Scored as our race leader. Oof. Oofta. I'm glad I'm not out there trying to make these decisions, Al.
Yeah. Well, knowing you and I, KR, we'd already be in the infield eating popcorn by this point.
I like popcorn.
What kind?
Hot? Fresh?
Yeah. Have you tried the flamin' hot Smart Food white cheddar popcorn? You like spicy stuff, KR?
I do like spicy stuff.
You need to look at that at your local market there. Smart Food makes it. It's called white cheddar, or flamin' white cheddar. And it is good.
We'll have to look into it. All right, so lights go out on pace car.
We got about 6-7 drivers down on pit road, topping off. Not a bad play.
Logan Helton in the 63, down along the apron, trying to shorten this track up as much as possible.
Do you worry about getting marbles? We know how fast this is. Running down that low on the apron. Or are they not marbles tonight? Are they Easter eggs?
They're Easter eggs. There you go. They is Easter eggs.
We hope everybody had a good Easter yesterday if you celebrate. Want to thank everybody for tuning on in here. The closing stages of the Easter theme 250 Video P Premiere Series. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. You can catch KR, myself, and the other host of broadcasters right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Get notified when we go racing. We got racing about 7 days a week. From the high banks of here at the iRacing Superspeedway to the little bull rings on the short track side, the dirt tracks, road racing. We got it all, KR.
We do have quite the display for your sim racing pleasure. Pace car is down and away. Bob Lacavera and Mark Mann are going to try and lead this field to turn number 1 with 15 laps to go here tonight in the Easter theme 250. Mark Mann with a good run on the outside. Logan Helton in the 63 with a move, and he is going to make big contact with Bob Lacavera, Zach Workman, Hunter Reynolds. They all get thrown in a blender, and we have another big crash. Take a look and see what happened. Logan Helton in the 63 made contact with Lacavera, and Helton trying to hold on to it. Gonna get slammed by the 53 of Dave Hunt.
I think the only driver not to make contact was Mark Mann.
Alex Green getting spun around as he tried to check up. Alex never even had a shot to get involved in the crash.
We'll have to make a trip to the advanced auto parts to fix that car.
Daniel Holloway checked up as well. He got spun around.
I think everybody was involved in that one. Hunter Reynolds, hard contact there, KR. Rick Seabrams once again.
Yeah, we're taking quite a long look at this one as there was many cars involved. Caution flag out on the speedway and on the pit road. They come. I believe this time it will give them enough fuel to make it to the end.
To the scheduled distance.
We're sure to that. It might even get them a little bit further as well.
Mark Mangan will come down off a pit road for first. Kevin Friesen second. Looks like Rick Seabrams will roll off in third. Miller picked up the stage 1 win. We will see who is left out there running. It does look like we have 5 drivers KR behind the wall doing a little bit of housekeeping like you like to do. Joe Della Vecchia has pulled the 052 behind the wall. Andy Brigante, Cody Eldred, Timmy Reynolds, and Jeremy Funk all out of the Easter theme 250 here. Unfortunately, that is your favorite driver. Well, we'll see him back in action in 1 week's time for round number 10 at the Talladega Superspeedway in 1 week's time. I love going to Talladega. KR, can you do me one thing this week when we go to Talladega?
Sure.
Stay away from the boulevard, will you please?
Okay.
Last time I had to pull you out with the hitch, lasso you.
I mean, no promises.
Boy, oh boy. Lights still out on the pace car. No one gonna come down pit road now. Richard Kuhn will pull off, top back off with just 12 laps remaining. I thought I had a good idea who I was going to choose for the win. Now I don't.
You just can't pick anybody till after the race. Pick them after the race. That's what I do.
The first car to hit the line at the checker flag.
Yeah.
You're never wrong at that point then, KR.
Never wrong. It's a good way to do it. I like that way a lot better.
Field getting towed up behind Ford Mustang iRacing pace car. Mark Mann is your race leader, choosing the outside, or that's the inside row. Outside of him will be Kevin Friesen at number 25. Rick Seabrams is third. Tyler Miller in car number 24 is fourth. Rounding out your top 5 is Josh Milam. And Milam, quiet here tonight, KR. He picked up the win the last trip here to the iRacing Superspeedway. Could he become our first repeat winner of the season? We will find out. How about the 33 of Crosby back inside the top 10? He'll start on the outside of row number 3.
That Spearmint 33 has been at the front of the field quite a bit tonight. Can he finish it out strong? Mark Mann in the 04. I believe he's still looking for his first win this season. He's good on points for the moment. That win will help lock him in. Kevin Freese, one of those guys trying to get in as well with that lock in for the win. There we go. Green flag back out. They'll have 11 laps to go here in the Easter theme 250 out. Off into turn number 1. We've had a couple big ones. You think these guys are going to try and ride it to the end?
I was going to say so, but they looked like they were going to go 3 wide. This one's a little bit tamer of a restart. They were 2 by 2. Now one car peeking to the outside. I believe that's the 00 Connors. He's the 4th car in line to the backstretch, and it didn't take him long. 3 wide. Jim Mayer working the outside around the 77 of Booth. The 12 of Freaks working down there as well. 2 by 2 to get 3 by 3 back here off of turn number 4. The flagman going to give him the high 5 times 2. 10 laps to go for Mark Mann as they cross the stripe.
Kevin Freese in the 25, Tyler Miller in the 24. They got that second lane rolling.
Oh, trouble. The 77 of Booth gets turned to the infield. He's trying to keep it down low. He'll slide up and, oh, Alex Green, nowhere to go, sending the 77 airborne. Yellow, 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 coming out for the 77 Checker Flag Motorsports of David Booth. Talked about how good of a run he was having, and now the yellow flag comes out as he got hooked and sent to the infield and just could not stay off the racing surface. And you feel for the 3 of Alex Green, who is left smoking on the exit of turn number 2.
Alex Green with nowhere to go as the 77 came spinning back up the racetrack. Take a look from the 3 of Alex Green. Alex had to make that choice and was hoping that the 77 would be clear by the time he got there. It just wasn't meant to be for the Alex Green machine. All right, so we get to do a whole nother restart. We get to save our fuel for a little bit. And then now, I'm gonna have to try and finish this race out. Got quite a few cars on pit road or behind the wall, down and out. And we might be adding another one with the 3 of Alex Green.
Yeah, tough break. I believe Green down on pit road. Going to take a look and see how much damage is fixed. David Booth also taking the tow down there is the right rear of that car. Well, obviously screwed on that number 3. There'll be 8 laps to go as they come underneath the yellow flag. I think you lay in the bed you have made right now. We see a few cars at the end of the pack coming in, topping off, just in case we do go to that overtime situation. Which right now, if you are in Vegas, I think you'd put the money that we at least have one attempt with how the end of this race is going. These drivers, a lot on the line. You get inside that top 16 KR. These drivers know a win, if they're not close, is the only way to do it. And they are willing to do anything at any cost to get to that victory lane.
Trying to find where Kevin Freese is on our point standings, and Kevin, with 8 starts to his credit, he has missed a race this season. Kevin 22nd in the point standings. A win here tonight, and then one more start, and that man would be locked in. That 25 has been fast. 24 Tyler Miller, another driver capable of winning races here in OP. looking for his first win of the season. Mark Mann, Rick Seabrands, proven winners. Jeff Crosby looking for his first win on Monday night as well. So Al, I don't know, man. Got a lot of hungry drivers. You got a lot of people looking for those first wins as well.
That you do. And a win will put you into the postseason as a contender and not a spoiler. Lights should go out this time by. And they do. I like when they listen to me like that. We're going to have them stacked up 2 by 2 coming to this restart, KR. It's going to get exciting. 7 laps to go. It'll be 6 laps to go when the green flag flies once again. And the Kellogg's Cornflakes, number 25 of Kevin Fries, will lead them to the green flag. The Disturbed, number 24, Tyler Miller. He picked up the stage 1 win. Funny how they all get filtered right back towards the front when that pay window gets greased up and opened up, isn't it?
It is interesting. The closer we get to those pay windows times of opening, the more we start seeing that cream get closer to the front.
Looks like Peter DeBorgia is taking the 40 behind the pit wall. He has been down there since lap 68. Alex Green is on pit road. Looks like he's behind the wall though, so Green out of the race as well here tonight, KR. And I believe David Booth also. That leaves 27 cars left out on the racetrack. Dave Hunt picking up some spots, and every spot worth a point. Could make or break whether you make it to the postseason. Gotta give Dave credit here for riding this one out as a pace car getting ready to take the hard left-hand turn on the pit road.
It's down and away. The 25 and the 24 in control of the field as they start to accelerate from the green flag. And Mark Mann wasted no time getting that 25's back bumper well acquainted with his front bumper.
And they got a good push out, about a car length advantage now as the Yeti number 4, Rick Seabrands, gets to the backside. Here comes Josh Milam, the 52 of Randall Cobb to his inside. And going to go to the outside, leaving Kevin Fries to the inside. Three-car tandem down the backstretch, and Kevin Fries is going to go from the lead to the back, and no one going with Kevin Fries. Now Sebastian Mayer going to pick him up down the inside line along with the 12 of with Fritz. So Kevin Fries now back there is Mark Mann showing the way down here to put 5 laps to go on the board.
So Mark Mann in the 04 Alliance Motorsports running the first 2 cars on the inside line. To the outside, that's the 7 of Josh Milam with the 24 of Tyler Miller. Here comes the 33 of Jeff Crosby. Tyler Miller and Crosby, teammates. Josh Milam in the 7, running all by himself with no support from Fuel Sim Racing for the moment. And here comes Crosby down to the inside as we're going to get 4 laps to go this time around.
They're going to get 4 to go, and Crosby's going to lead the race now. They are 3 wide, 3 rows deep. Kevin Fries coming back to the outside. Logan Helton working up there as well. Here comes J.D. Crow. Jim Mayer, you name it, the cream has risen to the top now. Is Josh Milam getting a good push from the 24 of Miller. They work down here in the turn number 3. Side by side drag race down there. No, Miller gets to the turn. Crosby involved. Another big wreck in the turn number 3. 1 car up and over. That's Sebastian Marin. And big trouble down here in turn number 3. Yellow flag going to come out and send us into overtime with Josh Milam as your race leader.
Yellow flag coming out once again. Take a look at that. 24, 25, and the 33 all make contact to trigger this one. Sebastian Marin gets hung up in the fence. Jeff Crosby, who's trying to bring home a win, also gets involved. A lot of our front runners taken out here. Mark Mann got a piece of it. Got more than a piece of it. Zach Fritsch, Logan Helton.
JD Crow involved. Richard Kuhn going to come through. Our stage 2 winner, Cody Ober, involved in this one as well. Eric Laurie nowhere to go with the John Deere 071. Heavy contact. That all started with Kevin Freeze got a good run to the inside there, KR. And when they did, it was nothing but got left rear quarter panel. Just that hole filled up really quick. Couldn't get out of the gas in time.
And the lights come back on the pace car. Josh Milam's first car behind there, your race leader. We're gonna have, we're gonna have quite the list of cars behind the wall after this one.
Yeah, that's gonna be a slew of drivers, especially this late into the race. The question is, the drivers that came down on lap 71, are they gonna have enough fuel left here? 15 cars left onto the lead lap currently.
All right, so with that being said, let's see if we can't talk to the race leader. And Al, since he's in a Ford, I'll let you talk to him.
Yeah, we got Josh Milam. You got a copy. This is Al and KR up in the turn 3 booth.
Hold on, guys.
Well, what you tell us, this one's been a wild one since the third stage went green. How'd you miss that one there? As that was tight racing. You're going to lose your pusher of Miller that got you to the race lead. Are you going to be able to keep it up here on this green-white checkered attempt?
Yeah, I'm sitting here debating on what I want to do. If I want to start low or high, depending on who's behind me. I don't know what I want to do. But, yeah, Miller's a big help. I was trying to work with him there. I know he needs a win, so he's going to give me everything he got for him to get out front. I got some help up here. I got some teammates creeping up, so we're going to try to get together. Hopefully we can stay clean and just try to get a win.
How intense has it been? We've seen you come up through the pack multiple times here tonight. In the race, and there 3 wide attempts and 4 wide at times. You guys got to be white knuckled out there.
Oh yeah, I mean it's I've taken damage on a couple wrecks here, and it's been minor damage. I thought he was a little fashioned through some of my last car, but any minor damage here, it's just gonna have an effect on you. It's gonna be hard to keep up with the pack. So I've been fortunate enough to be here at the end and out front again. But there's some great drivers up front right now. This is gonna be a hard one to pull out.
Well, we wish you the best of luck. Bring one home for us Ford fans out there. You're one of 3 inside the top 10 right now, so we'll see if we can get a win for the Ford. Who do you got to thank here before we go back green flag racing?
Thanks for all the fans out there watching. Thanks to you guys. Thanks, teammates.
All right, that's Josh Milam, KR, that's going to restart this race on the inside line. The lights are out. This is gonna get wild. You heard the uncertainty in his voice and the desperation of trying to stay out front, and we've seen how wild it can get. We are in for a while, and hopefully you got your 5-point harness on. Take your false teeth out. This is gonna get wild.
Yeah, you don't want to lose your false teeth down the straightaway when you slam into another car trying to get across the start-finish line.
You sound like you speak from experience.
Maybe a time or two.
Josh Milam, Kevin Freese up on the front row. Then it's going to be Travis Miller and the Hall of Famer Jim Mayer in the 4th spot. Rick Seabrands and Justin Barber in car number 6. Hunter Reynolds, Zach Workman, Tyler English, and Cody Ober. Your top 10 as they get through the restart zone. Green flag is back up. Green white checkered attempt number 1 underway. Green flag is up in the 95 of Mayer and Freeze on each other. A little bit of gap between the Elliott mobile and the 7 of Milam. Now Elliott swings to the inside. Can't put the move on there. They are 2x2 contact.
Hunter Reynolds goes around.
Yellow's coming back out for the 10th time here. Hunter Reynolds is up and over, sticks the landing. You'll look for the judge on another car sideways off the corner. It looks like to be the 24 of Tyler Miller had gone around off of turn number 2. We just talked about how these restarts can get wild. Let's see if the truck has it pulled up here.
Yeah, that was a wild restart, and we saw a lot of damage to that 26 of Hunter Reynolds, but Josh Milam was able to get through all of that. So good break for the 7 of Milam. Kevin Freese got through as well. I'll tell you, Alice, we got through stage 1 and 2 very, very quickly. We've been in stage 3 now for a long time, and we are out of chances for a yellow flag.
That we are, and looks like a little bit of net code started that one between the 26 of Reynolds and the 19 of Workman. If you're new to the iRacing platform, tuning in for the first time, that is where, well, the sim thinks there will be contact, and it makes contact happen even though there could be miles between the cars. But Josh Milam gonna get another chance at the front of this one. This is our 2nd and final attempt, if my notes are correct.
That it is. Will be our final attempt. Like I said, we are out. Opportunities for yellow flags.
What you're saying is the next flag ends the race.
Well, not from here. We're going to get the green flag.
Well, that's true. Don't tell that to the drivers.
So Milam in the 7, Kevin Freese in the 25. Those are 1 and 2. Travis Elliott down on the bottom, trying to save his fuel. In the 51, Rick Seabrands in the 4 down there as well. A couple other cars sprinkled throughout this field, rolling right on to the bottom. Cars on pit road with extensive damage. Jeff Crosby in the 33. Looks like maybe his night is going to be done. It looks like he will be scored 25th. 26th, Rob Connors. 27th, Sebastian Marin. 28th, Zach Fritsch. David Booth in the 77. 29th, Alex Green is 30th. Peter DeBorgia, 31st. 32nd, Joey D. Andy Brigante, 33rd. 34th, Cody Eldred. Jimmy Reynolds, 35th, and 36th, Jeremy Funk. Those guys have been on pit road for a while. Newcomers on the pit road. Well, it looks like Zach Workman, John Stevens, Hunter Reynolds, all on the pit road. And Randall Cobb, looks like he has pulled his scorecard for an early exit as well.
Hey, I want to give the Perseverance Award to Dave Hunt. At one point, KR, he was 36. After missing all these wrecks here, car's a little beat up, but he's going to get a top 20 here, I believe, or close to it, as he's going to pass Randall Cobb for the 23rd position. And I think he can get up another 2 spots. So 21st, I believe, is the highest he's going to be able to get. Just by doing the quick math here. His lights are out around the speedway. That's a bad night getting a little bit better.
Yeah, that's why you just can't ever give up. The race is still going on. Your car's still able to make it and turn laps. Get out there and turn those laps. What else you gonna do? Eat dinner?
Well, some of us would like to eat dinner, huh?
Yeah, I'm really hungry.
I can hear your stomach from over here. And our booths are miles and miles apart.
That they are, and that it is making a lot of noise. That's okay. We're gonna get through this one. As I mentioned, we are out of opportunities to throw the yellow flag. The 7 of Josh Milam has elected the outside lane for this restart, so that will put the 25 of Kevin Freese on the inside. TJ Elliott in the 51 and Jim Mayer in the 95 for row 2. Then it's the 4 of Rick Seabrands and the 6 of Dustin Barber for row number 3. Our final restart. Here we go. We're either going to finish under yellow or checkers. What's it going to be as they head for the final green flag? And away we go. Josh Milam with a huge launch that looked like the 25. Spun the tires a little bit. And that is going to give the 7 and the 95 a clean break, and they don't quite drop down just yet.
They don't know. They'll drop down in the turn number 1. Everybody going to cycle it through. 2 by 2 behind your race leaders. It is the number 7 of Milam. Then it's Mayer and Barber in that number 6, looking for a second straight podium with car number 6. Down the backstretch, they're going to make it to turn number 3. J.D. Crow getting a good push from Logan Helton, but here comes Freeze. Freeze to the inside with the 51 of Elliott giving him a push. Barber up the racetrack. That opens the inside line for Kevin Freeze. This time off for turn number 4. The white silk will fly. Final trip around the iRacing Superspeedway.
4 wide they go down the front stretch. Final time around. Josh Milam in the 7, your race leader. He's got to hold off the 95 of Jim Mayer as they sail it off into turns 1 and 2. Here comes the 25. He's got the 4 Rick Seabrands on his back bumper. Can they make a run? The 51 of Travis Elliott down the back stretch, but the 7 and the 95 have been hooked up from the drop of the green flag, and the rest of the field has slowly been catching up to him as Mark Mann makes a move to the outside. But the 7 and 95 could be the ones to decide this out. Here we come off of turn number 4. Jim Mayer makes the move. They crash behind him, and the 95 is going to get a huge shove from the 4 Rick Seabrands, and Jim Mayer wins the race. Rick Seabrands into second, and Josh Milam, who had the lead coming off before, is going to finish in third.
A good finish there between those two, and that will be the first win of the season for Jim Mayer, and that will punch his ticket to the playoffs. Pending review and technical inspection after the race. Big Malam after the wreck, behind them though. How about Gabe Butler and that Kerrygold Butter number 88 with a top 5 KR. We saw him involved in a lot of wrecks here tonight, not of his own doing. He's gonna make it home with a top 5 with car number 88.
So the 95 burns it down in victory. Let's get our post-race show started. We're talking to Alliance Motorsports Hall of Famer, none other than the 95 of Jim Mayer. Jim, congratulations on the race win. That Precision Matthews AMS race car looking very sharp in victory lane.
Yeah, that was a stressful race as usual, but yeah, happy to be in victory lane. Nice clean finish. Could have let Josh sweep it. I was happy to be stuck to his bumper, but the door was open, so I had to take it.
Well, that door opened up, the 95 squeezed through, and coming off of turn number 4, you made your move to the outside, had the momentum, but then came a reassuring shunt from the 4 of Seabrands, and I think he pushed you hard enough to put himself into second place.
Yeah, he was he was making sure the door was sealed there. That was definitely a nice shot, and I was able to hang on to it and keep it straight. But we were close enough. I think I would have stayed there anyway. But of course, we appreciate the teamwork. That's what we're good at teamwork here. So yeah, I appreciate it, and he needed a good finish too. So it's a win-win for both of us.
Well, Jim, that 95 looking very clean. At one point, you were battling to get back onto the lead lap with Logan Helton in the 63. You guys had a heck of a stint at the front of the field. And then all of a sudden, both of you guys back on the lead lap. Now here you are in victory lane. Man, congratulations on an outstanding race.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It was stressful being a lap down. I was lucky dog there for a second, I thought, but I got the dreaded 0x when I was pushing the leader, trying to stay the lucky dog. But like I said, happy to get in victory lane. It's nice to get a win this season. It's been a keeping one.
All right, man. Well, nice job. Congratulations. Shout outs, thank yous that you need to give.
Of course, the Alliance team, keeping it fun, keeping us competitive. All the guys putting the league on. I know tensions are high and been kind of a rough season, but I hope the guys stick with it. And I'm happy they all come out, and I hope they keep coming out. And of course, you guys up in the booth putting on the show.
That is Jim Mayer, your race winner from Alliance Motorsports. Nice job, Jim. Congratulations. Al, we have 2 more podium finishing drivers to talk to. The other one is our second place finisher, Rick Seabrands, and I believe, Al, you've caught up with him.
We're down here on the front stretch with the number 4 of Rick Seabrands, and Rick, to come home with a podium, you're going to get the Hard Charger Award after starting 30th, come home second. But your night was up and down. We saw it in the infield wall at one point. How'd your team rally to get you up here on the podium?
Yeah, tremendous job by the whole Alliance Motorsports crew to get this car fixed back up after that deal that happened there on the backstretch. I'm not sure what happened there, but I thought our night was pretty much over there, and got this car fixed up good and got it fast and manageable, and just really had to avoid a big one late there too. That took out the 04, and hated to see that, and just a little chaotic there at the end. But thankfully, we got that white flag lap, and we got a good charge. We got to come back. I'm ecstatic with the top 2 or a podium finish tonight, because our season, I mean, the fans, we guys have all been seeing it, man. We've been running top 5, and we've had good looks at good finishes, and we've just been getting caught up in a lot of messes that aren't of our making. But hopefully, this will be a good omen for us to get it turned around, and feel like we got a good 3-race stretch coming up that hopefully we can build a little momentum going into that.
You talk about that 3 weeks left here after we leave the iRacing Superspeedway to get yourself locked into that championship 16. Yes, you hit the head right on the nail on the head right there. You have speed in this number 4. What's it going to take to stay out of the wrecks? You're, like you said, not of your own doing. This wrong spot, wrong time here tonight, along with some of the races earlier this season. But Talladega next week, followed by 2 races down at the Daytona International Speedway. And we've seen what.
Well, Rick, there he is.
Sorry about it. I'm not sure what's going on right now. I think Kara's playing with my mic, turning it on and off there, Rick. But to say, you got some good racetracks coming up for you and your race team. Get yourself locked in here. But, man, good job here tonight, up 28 spots. What's the outlook for the rest of the season?
Well, I mean, like you kind of touched on there with our season, we have to, just keep racing hard and trying to just keep build off of good finishes. I mean, there's going to be nights where, we're sitting at the points, we really can't afford any more mulligans. We got to race for stages. We got to race for good finishes. And, if we have a top 15 car, we got to try our best to turn it into a top 10 car and just get as many points as we can, man. There's a ton of hungry drivers out here, and you know, and you're just going to have to race hard, man. It's just a credit to this team that we're still in this position, you know, and yeah, hopefully we keep it going.
Well, we wish you the best of luck here, and we'll hopefully talk to you next week and the weeks coming. But before we let you go here tonight, we know that your teammates, you got a lot to thank there, and some sponsors on the side of this race car to make it all possible for you.
Yeah, real quick, congrats to James. He's been he's had a pretty rough season, kind of like we have, man, and you know, hopefully this will turn his season around too. All the fans at home watching, all you guys for bringing this action to the fans, and everybody here at OP that makes the world go round, man. This is it's great racing on Monday nights. We have a lot of fun, and can't wait for next week.
There you go. That's Rick Seabrands coming home in that number 2 spot here tonight. KR, looking forward to the upcoming races to get himself locked into that top 16. I think you're going to catch up with a dejected Josh Milam right here on the front stretch, just to my left.
We have caught up with the 7 of Josh Milam. Josh, that 7 machine had the race lead coming off of 4 and able to have enough momentum to bring it home in 3rd.
Man, what about that? Almost got the 3-for-3 sweep this season, huh?
Almost. Didn't quite pull it off.
Nah, like I said, I had big hopes for James sticking behind me. I knew he wants to finish more than he wants to wreck. So I knew he was going to be there. I wasn't for sure what was going on behind him and who he had behind him. I was just too busy trying to keep him behind me. So, but I knew coming out of 4 there, he's probably going to take me to the wall or take it to the outside. So like I did, I rode up to the wall with him, trying to get that side draft. But he had teammate Rick there behind him, and I pushed him along the way there to get the win.
Well, Josh, the 7 was up front for a majority of the night, and at one point you were surrounded by drivers who had teammates and you were all alone. What was that like for you?
Man, it's just sit and duck, really. Yeah, I hope somebody is grateful enough to just stay behind you. And but like I said, I know those guys needs wins. I had 2 teammates there, and then they got wrecked, or one of them got wrecked out. Then I had one more teammate there, and something happened to him. He fell back. So it's just kind of me out there, just trying to hold people off. But being out front in this track is really not where you want to be coming to the checkered flag. It's just a dangerous spot to be in.
Well, man, a solid 3rd place finish. You're already locked into the playoff contention, trying to go for the sweep. Can't quite pull it off, but still an outstanding finish. Shout outs, thank yous you'd like to give?
A big shout out to James there on the win. It was a heck of a job. Good race by him. Big shout out to Rick for finishing a good one finally. I know he's been having some troubles, so happy to see both of them guys up there getting a good finish. Shout out to my teammates, FSR guys, all the people out there watching. I know Dad's out there watching. I don't know if any other family is, but they are. Nick Roof, Eric Carney, Christina, and Luna. And big shout out to you guys. You guys are awesome.
All right, that is Josh Milam, our 3rd place finisher tonight. Outstanding job to bring that home in the way that he did. So, Al, nothing left but to go through our race results. We talked to our podium finishing drivers, Jim Mayer, Rick Seamerans, Josh Milam. Kevin Freese going to bring it home in 4th, and Gabe Butler rounds out the top 5.
Bootnocker's JD Crow will come home in the 6th spot. Cody Ober picking up stage 2 win will come home 7th. David Overstreet rallies for a 8th place with that beautiful painted number 46. And Les Levy and Logan Helton rounding out your top 10.
Mark Mann in 11th. Daniel Holloway 12th. 13th place goes to Travis Elliott. Dustin Barber 14th. 15th, the 44 of Anthony English.
16th going to go to Tyler Miller. Eric Laurie will come home 17th. Richard Kuhn 18th. Bob Lacavera 19th. And Sean Stevens for the Buckwild Racing number 27 will come home 20th.
21st is Zach Workman. Hunter Reynolds 22nd. Dave Hunt 23rd. Randall Cobb 24th. And Jeff Crosby in the 33 from Flat Out Motorsports rounds out your top 25.
Rob Connors will get relegated to a 26th finish. Sebastian Mayer in 27th, Zach Fritz in the 28th, David Booth and Alex Green with the ARC Racing number 3, 30th.
Peter DeBorgia, 31st, 32nd, Joey Delavecchia, Andy Brigante, 33rd, 34th goes to Cody Eldred, Jimmy Reynolds, 35th, and our final car here tonight. Jeremy Funk will finish 36th spot. So guys, that is going to do it for us tonight. Thank you very much for joining us at the iRacing Super Speedway. We hope you will tune in next Monday night as we head to Talladega Super Speedway for another outstanding race. And Al's going to tell you all goodbye.
Yeah, we thank you all for tuning on here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, get notifications every time we go live here. Multiple broadcasts every night here on Turn 3 Racing Network. But until next Monday, keep it wheels down, and we'll see you at the races.
Warning, the following stunts are performed by idiots or under the supervision of stupider idiots. If you attempt to reenact any of these idiotic stunts you will see, you will be left with idiotic scars. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Alex Green. Welcome to OP Racing.